Uh, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Uh, Actually, today we want to introduce Mr. Venkatesh from BGSFA, India. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, good morning. How are you? I'm fine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, our very most important goat farming training, and we have our valuable guest. So he spent some time with us, and it is really honored for us. And actually, he gives some valuable tips and how to get the success in goat farming in commercial way. So, please, sir, tell me about yourself. Do you start your farm, and what are the difficulties you face now? How do you get the success? Please tell us
Yes,
about yourself.
yes. Actually, I'm Venkatesh. This is from Tamil Nadu, Viluppuram, in South India. Actually, the farm of South India. We are running this Vijay Farms for the past some 14 years. Actually, uh, we are doing now as a full-fledged Boyer full-blood Boyer breeder, and now we are uh, even still we are learning, and we are doing our trial and error part, and we are just still learning. And though actually we thought of sharing our experience, our 14 years experience with you. Everybody is in the learning stage, but the experience which we have in our past 14 years will be most useful for the beginners who are starting, and new entrepreneurs entering into this business. We thought of sharing our experience, and that's how we are here. And thanks, Mr. Hasibul sir and Rasa Hasibul, for organizing this session. And hopefully, this session will be a useful one for everyone. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So actually, I mean, what do you think? I mean, how people can get success in commercial goat farming? Because nowadays Bangladesh start commercial goat farming, but actually they are struggling, and actually they don't have any proper plan and how to do that. Actually, I mean, in proper way, how can make a success in this business? What do you think?
Yes, that's a good question. Actually, not only in Bangladesh, even in India, a lot of people are coming into this, pouring into this business. Actually, I have to tell that because the meat prices are keep on rising, and everyone wants to get into this business from other fields also. Not only the farming sector, the other sector people, well established people are coming into this business. But the thing is that they, without knowing the proper the basics about this business and about the big picture and about the requirements for this business, they are coming inside, and with a very limited knowledge, they are coming into this business. That's the main reason why they are failing. Actually,
Mhm.
this has to be looked into a different perspective, not into the traditional way, the backyard rearing. The people used to have the goats in the backyard, and they have their whatever they have it in their hand, they will just feed them, and whatever the price they sold it, they'll be happy with that, and it will be like a no risk situation in the traditional way of rearing. But when you come to a stall feeding method in a commercial way of rearing, a lot of investment is involved in this, and you have to put your money from your pocket first, and then you have to take out your money, you have to achieve the break even, and then only you can gain the profit. So it has to be approached in a different perspective. As with our experience, we have gained those details, and that is how I want to share those information with you about the big picture about the scientific commercial goat farming sector. Actually, the main key points one have to look into the stall feeding method is the scientific management. That is more important. Actually, this everything has to be approached in a scientific way, and we have to customize those scientific approach into our local methods. That's the most important key aspect in our success, because we can learn a lot from Facebook or YouTube or any international messages or whatever we can do, but we have to apply it in our local conditions with our local availability, local available food options and everything. We have to customize to our local conditions. That's the most important key in that. That's how the experience plays a major role, and it needs at least 1 year to get some basic confidence in this business to everyone. But most of the people coming into this business, they lose their mind and confidence within 1.5 years, and they just close the farm when they gain some confidence. That they should not do. They should have some patience in this business. It takes around 1 year to 2 years to get some basic experience and confidence in this business, and they have to be patient to get success in this business.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
So actually, I think we don't have that much time. So I think you should start your presentation so that people
Yes.
will. Yeah.
Yes, actually, as I told you, I want to give you some presentation about this stall feeding method. Sorry, actually, this slide is in Tamil. Actually, this I will, wait a minute. I will change my language to English. Please wait.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Got it, right?
Yes. Just a minute.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We are having the now we are having the right slide. Actually, we are. This is about us. We are. I'm a former member of CARG, that is Central Institute of Research in Goats, Madura, UP Central Government Institute, and I'm a IMC, Institute Management Committee and Research Advisory Committee previously before that for the period of 10 years. It's a honorary post to render our requirement to the Indian government
Mhm.
on behalf of the goat farmers of India. We have done a very good work in the past 10 years. And about me, actually, my career is completely different as a physiotherapist, and I just came into this business before 14 years. Although my career is completely different, my base is agricultural family, and I have a huge passion towards this agricultural related activities right from the beginning, and so I can able to get a faster learning into the goat farming business. Actually, before 14 years, we started our career like this only, with a simple structures with the help of our local veterinarians and every local available details with a with a very limited knowledge. We started this goat farming. This is how our shed is looking in which we are rearing it in the ground level only, and which is we have done it in the uh, newly purchased area. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Yeah, actually, this is how the rural native way of rearing of goat farming. When you see to the past, it's the commercial goat rearing methods are evolving nowadays only. Previously, it's done completely through as a co-activity with the agriculture only. But over a period of time, very limited people are involving in this because they are educated and they are earning more and they are migrated to the nearby towns and cities, and they are not spending. They don't. The people don't want to get settled in their native place and they just migrate to some other place. That's the reason why the traditional way of rearing has come down. But on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, the requirement is picked up a lot. Actually, the meat the consumption is increased and the average buying capacity of any individuals are increased, and there is a huge difference in the demand. Actually, there is no proportional increase in the production with respect to the requirement of the meat. So there is a huge difference, and usually when there is an imbalance, there will be a huge demand. Usually it occurs, and actually because of the demand and increase in price, After over a period of time, people have thought that even if you are doing it in a stall feeding method, after spending from our pocket, we can take profit out of it. Like that scenario happened before some 3-4 years back. And then in the past 4 years, a lot of commercial goat farms are getting into the scene. Actually, the main positives of this commercial goat farming or the traditional way and all those things were actually here we are doing it in a scale. We can in the commercial goat farming we can do it in 200, 300, 400 goats like that. We can expand very easily, and then according to that. We can reach out to the end user also. That is the most important thing. We can reach out to end user and we can easily market our product right without any middleman. That is the most important thing in the commercial farming, and then we can avoid the middleman. And then very low labor expenses, because when we are calculating the cost of production for farm running cost, the main expenses which comes is the labor cost. Actually, the labor cost and all those things doesn't increase proportionally with the headcount of the goats. Actually, they are decreasing when the headcount of the goat is increasing. The cost we are. So when you are doing it in a higher scale, you'll be getting more profits, and thus it's a very positive thing in commercial goat farming. And so very less labor, electricity dependency and labor dependency is very less when we are doing it in a advanced method of stall feeding methods. That too, particularly in a raised platform method and all. We are independent of labor very little quantity when compared to the ground level rate. So about the marketing also, we'll be having we can create a marketplace where the end user, like a butcher shop or a hotel supplier, catering supplier, or any educational hostels or something like that. Those who are in need of a meat, they will come directly to our place without any middleman. So when we are dealing with such people directly with the end user, we can get a better price. Both will end up in a better price, and there will be a win-win situation creating, and which is good for this industry. We have to be very focused that until we do this business, we should not allow any middleman into this. That is more important, specifically in goat farming. Okay. About the basic requirements, if you are starting a farm, you should not compromise on few basic requirements. That is more important things. If you compromise on these basics requirement, then definitely it is a very tough to be getting success in the goat farming. That I have listed out some 4 important points.
Sir, can you please full screen the slide?
Yes. Yeah.
That will be better. On. Yeah. So just now, you need to start slideshow. Slideshow. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Fine.
Okay. Yes. Now it is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, when we are the first primary important thing is the agricultural land for fodder cultivation. That is more important. Actually, we are the basics profitability comes in this business only from the land. Actually, we are producing fodder in our own land with a cost of around 1 rupees or 1.5 rupees per kg, and we are feeding that to the goat, and some part of this feed is converted into the body weight, and we are selling it for some around 300 to 400 rupees per kg live weight. So this is here the profit is there, and if you are making any compromise like purchasing the grass itself from outside or something like that, then the chances of getting profitability in commercial goat farm is getting meager, because we are compromising on the basic requirement. So you have to have your own land, agricultural land. That land should be having a water source to irrigate for irrigation purpose around the year. That should be a cultivable land. land. You should have an electricity supply around the year to irrigation of the fodder crops. These are all the basic things which we have. And the land required for to raise 30 to 40 goats is 1 acre in stall feeding method. But if you are doing it in a traditional way of grazing method, with 1 acre you can do only 10 goats at a time. But in stall feeding method, you can have a 1 acre, have around 30 to 40 goats you can manage. So that's the main positive of this business. And then the second thing is, as I already told you, you have to operate in a scale when you're doing it in a commercial way. You can start with 50 goat for a just learning process, but as soon as possible, you have to increase your scale to 150, 200, 300, 400. Then only the efficiency of the farm will be higher and the profitability will also be higher. So to increase the scale, the main constraint is the investment. So you should have the investment potential to reinvestment into the business. Once you are just fine with the initial project of 50 goat and you get a basic confidence, you have to just gear up easy, very in a faster way to go for a higher scales. Even if you go for a bank loan or anything, you should have your requirement should fall into the rules and regulations. You have to fulfill the requirements. That's another thing. Then your psychological, your non-physical part is your mindset. Actually, those who are starting the firm, they have to be in a learning mode. They should have the passion. It has to be in a passion-driven mode, and the passion has to drive you. And you should have a refreshing mindset. And you have to. The person who is managing the farm should have a uh, full,
Open
complete
knowledge.
about this business, proper knowledge, and also the passion, the interest. It has to
Yes.
be approached in a passionate way. That is more important. And then the
Mhm.
qualification of the person should be, at least they should be qualified to execute the scientific approaches in this. Because as I'm telling this, you have to do the data entry, actually day book entries, day to day daily record keeping, and you have to
Yes.
put all those records into the software or application, and you have to take reports out from that application, and you have to troubleshoot, and you have to
Analyze.
uh,
Analyze those things.
yeah,
Yeah.
analyze, and you have to take the essential measures. It's a continuous
Step.
process.
Yeah.
So to learn those things, you have
Mhm.
to be some educated also to get excel
Mhm.
in the scientific way. Then the last one is the personal care. Actually, the personal care is the most missing part in most of the failed farms, which we think the reason for failure. Because they start the farm in any rural area and they'll be residing in a city or they would be working somewhere else. And they'll be going to the farm in weekends or 15 days once or 1 month once only. But the person taking care of the goats there will be having a very limited knowledge and limited patience. That's the most important part for the most of the failures, I think. So the person who is managing the farm should be in close touch with their farm. At least once a day, they have to go to the farm. They have to analyze the record keeping and everything, and they have to be directly managing the farm. That is more important. So these four things, if you compromise, then definitely there is more chances of getting failed in this business. That's why uh, uh, I have just mentioned this thing. And then two types here we can say that's good breeding and kid rearing. That's actually getting a parent stock and getting your offsprings and selling the kids. It's called good breeding. And directly getting a kids from outer market and you just fatten it and sell it for bakri purpose or meat purpose. That's kid rearing or flattening. Two types are there. Most of the people are doing both together, but you can just do it. If I the economics of this goat rearing,
Hello.
But this 8 months once kidding will not happen automatically. We have to make it happen, and we have to do a lot of things to achieve this 8 months kidding. If everything is fine, this will be the breakup of these 8 months. First, after kidding 3 months is a lactating stage, and in that 3 months, first 7 days, it will be in a separate room with the mother and the kid, and then we'll be clubbing all the mother and kids together in a bigger rooms after 7 days. And after the period of time, you will be separating the kids. That around the 3 months, we'll be separating the kids from the mother, and most of the does will be started coming to heat and getting mated with the bucks in the final month of the lactating stage itself, and some will not be coming to the heat. Whatever it may be, will be separating it from the mother on the third month. And approximately around 1.7 kids we are weaning it from the breeds which we are recommending, like Boer and our local breeds like Talacheri, Osmanabadi, like that. The weaning rate, around the average kidding rate is around 1.7 kids per mother. Usually we just wean it from the third month. And then the mothers, after that, we call it as a empty goat stage, where remaining goats will be coming to heat, and we will be crossing it with the mother. And usually, after we get a report from our software every month, particular date, we will be taking a report. What are all the goats that have crossed 2 months after mating? If you ask a report, our software will generate a report, and for particular those goats, we'll be doing the uh, pregnancy scanning, ultrasound scanner through the ultrasound scanner, and then we just rule out which one is pregnant or non-pregnant, and the non-pregnant goats stay in the empty goat stage itself, and the pregnant goats move to the next room, that is next stage called mid-pregnancy. We need this cutoff time because we until second month of pregnancy doesn't need extra nutrition or extra care, doesn't matter. But from the second month, the kids are growing, getting faster, weight gaining in the uterus, and the mother needs extra nutrition from the second month. So we have to roll out at this stage, and only they are visible in the scanner only exactly after 2 months only. So this is a time to do that, and the next 1.5 months we keep the mid-pregnant goats in a different room, and we feed it in a different way, increased nutrition and all those things. And then from 3.5 months to final, that is 5 months, usually it will be kidding. The final 1.5 months, we call it as a late pregnancy, in which the 60% of the growth in the uterus happens. So there will be a very high nutritional demand at this stage, and we will be feeding them proportionally, and we have to take care of. Actually, a lot of people are talking about kid management, and they are doing. They are thinking that we have to take care of the kids in a very nice way, or we have to closely monitor kids and all. Actually, the kid management starts in the second month of pregnancy itself, in our perspective. Actually, if you take care of the mother very well from the second month onwards, actually you put more time to maintain the kids. They'll be goats, and it will take care of itself. It doesn't need your care at all if you take care in a pregnancy stage. So they just get into a very good shape after kidding, and that's the right way to deal with the kids. Actually, if you are failing in pregnancy management and whatever care you give after birth, you will not be getting very encouraging results. So you got it. You got my point.
Yes, yes. Actually,
Yes.
the birth weight is more important. If the kid is more birth weight,
Mm.
then the mortality is less, right?
Yes. Yeah. Not only the birth rate, the
Mm-hmm.
immunity. Actually, we
Yes,
have to
immunity.
give
Yes.
the essential vaccines in the
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy so that the kids will be when it is born, it will be with immunity in the
Mm-hmm.
from the birth itself. So those
Mm-hmm.
type of things, and the supplementation and everything which we give it for the mother is more important for the kid to survive. So
Mm-hmm.
this is how the kids are actually. If I don't want to go into detail in this, I'm just
Yes.
switching off to yeah, how to proceed. If you're starting a stall fed farm, how to proceed step by step. What is a stage by stage? How you need to proceed like that? I'm going to explain you. Actually, we have first we have to prepare your project. What you have to do, you have to just pen it out in the paper, and you have to keep on improvising it based on the field trials and the knowledge which you gain from a lot of places and about the experts' opinion and everything. You just first put it into a paper and you have to create an executable project report. And then, if you want a bank loan, then you have to prepare a bankable project also, which will be fulfilling the requirements of the bank. Mostly these two projects don't match each other. The executable project report and bankable project report will not be same
Same.
actually, because the bank's norms and rules will be different. You have to give the right BCR ratio, internal rate of returns, repayment schedule, interest rate, everything will be different from the field conditions and all those things. But the breed which you are rearing, the actual cost of the breed, the shed construction and everything, they may not be updated up to the date because they'll be outdated mostly. So to satisfy them, to get the funds from them, we have to prepare the project in such a way so that it falls in their rules and regulations. But in execution part, you can do whatever you want into the updated way. Then about then financial planning and your own fund or banking, and then the first thing to execute in the field is the fodder crop cultivation. You have to sow the fodder seeds first. That is the first thing to be executed in the field, and it will take around 80 to 90 days for first cutting when it is ready for first cutting. So we have sufficient time for that 80 days to develop our shed construction and all the infrastructure development and breed procurement and everything. We have around 80 to 90 days. So first we have to do the fodder cultivation. Within 10 days, we have to initiate the shed construction. All the things will be simultaneously happening. The shed construction has to be ready one side, and the fodder will be growing, and you have to look into the farm labor, and you have to construct the infrastructure for labor stay, and then for fodder storage, dry fodder storage, concentrate feed storage, and office room. Like that, you have to do the construction part side by side, and you have to make sure you have to synchronize all the things in single point in around 80 days. That is, 80 days it will be ready. The fodder is ready for first cultivation. By the time the shed should be ready, the parent stock should be ready, the labor should be ready, their stay area, their fodder storage area, everything should be ready. You have to make sure that thing, because if you fail to synchronize these things, if you delay for other things, the fodder will be over matured and they will lose their palatability and the nutritional value. Once it's done, even after that, if you serve the food, serve the overgrown fodder crop to the goats, you will not be getting result, and right from the beginning you will be facing some drawbacks and all those things. To avoid that, you should plan in such a way to synchronize all these things in the same
Yes,
time.
sir. Actually, most of the farmer facing these kind of difficulties because they don't have any proper plan, and most of the
Yes.
parties actually they don't produce fodder before actually they purchase the goat, then they produce the fodder. That's why they face this kind of problem.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, for this, the best solution is you have to look it from the reverse. First, you have to finalize the date when you are going to purchase the goat. You have to finalize it, considering all the things, everything you have to consider. And then you have to sow the seeds before 80 days from that date, and you have to proceed. Then only there will not be any confusion. If you start the fodder and then you think about shed construction and you think about breed selection and everything, it's not going to help you. So this is how it has to be done. And after you just produce the goats, then you have to market it, and we should have a marketing strategy according to each and every person. It will vary according to the local conditions and everything. Whether you are going to sell it as a whole goat, or you are going to slaughter it and do the value addition, or whether you are going to start a hotel business or biryani stall or anything related based on your goat production or something like that. You have to plan everything in before, and you have to do the necessary things right from the day one. That is more important. But to pick some basic confidence in this business, it takes around 2 years approximately. That is.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Uh, Actually, uh, about actually for we'll talk about one by one topic, that is breed
Yes, sir.
selection. Breed selection about the breeds.
Sir, first of
Actually,
all, I need to ask, sir. First of all, I need to ask about something. Actually, in breed selection, actually, a lots of Indian breeds are available in India, right?
hmm,
So I
hmm,
mean,
hmm,
those are also big buck and big does, and those are very well grown up. So why you choose? I mean, boar goat or other breed?
yes.
What did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll understand this from my answer
Mm-hmm.
definitely, because
Mm-hmm.
we have done a lot of R&D in the last 14 years in the stall feeding industry. And initially we started with our local country goats, and then after 1 year we learned that there is no profitability in stall feeding method in rearing the local breeds. There is no proper feed conversion ratio, and the feed conversion ratio is very limited, and it cannot withstand for the higher expensive side of the stall feeding method. And then some of my veterinarians, local veterinarians, suggested me to go with some North Indian breeds like Shirohi, Jamnapari, Beetle, Sochet, Chakrana, Karoli, and also the Maharashtra breed Usmanabadi, and our native state Kerala breed Talacheri. And we thought of doing a trial with all these breeds, and we have done a pilot project for next 1 year with these breeds. Each and every breed we purchased some 5 to 10 goats, and we just got into the in a trial and error process. And at the end of which we are very fine, very happy with the three breeds. That is, one is the primary breed is Talacheri, and then the secondary breed we thought is Osmanabadi and also Shirohi. And when you compare the weight gaining capacities of these breeds, we get some decent around 25 to 30 kg, and training in around Osmanabadi and Talacheri. But Shirohi, we get a higher weight gain of around 45 kg in 1 year, around 40 kg, around 40 kg in 1 year, but with mostly single kitting. So that's all the data we got it. And after that only we heard about the boyer goat, and we just want to from the internet we learned it, and from Maharashtra Nimkar seeds we just learned about boyer goat, and we went there and we learned that they are all purebred boyer. That is, a purebred boyer is not the one which we are doing it from South Africa. South Africa, that's a original full blood bloodline is there. No, it's not like that. It's developed from the crossbreeding program. That is, when you cross a boyer goat with a local goat, we get a F1 50%. Then again, we 50% females, we just rear it, and we again cross it with a boyer, you get a 75% boyer F2. Like that, F3, F4, F5. When it crosses F5, after it crossing 95% purity, they say it as a purebred boyer. So that's a far improvised breed than the our local breeds. But when we compare it into the whole world, the actual boyer goat from South Africa, from its birthplace, there is a huge difference. When we learn it through the internet, that it is around 70 kg, 75 kg, 80 kg in 1 year, and even higher than that. So we'll then naturally, after we get a first batch of boyer goat before some 12 years from Nimker seeds, and we developed the same process like F1, F2, F3, and we developed here Indian boyer or purebred boyer, huge stock around 250 to 300 females. We have developed over around 8 years or something like that. And then we became the second largest boyer breeder in India, and the first one to do it in South India. And we thought of improvising the bloodlines and all those things, and then we just purchased the full blood boyer goats also, and now we are having the best genetics from South African bloodlines and everything, and we are improvising our stock, and now we are having a very good. We are making some very big difference. I will just show you the pictures. You'll know actually. Actually, if you see, the breed selection should be based on the method you are doing. Actually, if you're a local traditional backyard rearing, then your local breeds are best. If you're going for a commercial stall feeding method, then you need a higher, better performing breeds. That's how in South India we are asking Osmanabadi, Talacheri, or Sirohi breed to crossbreed with Boyer, or for North India, Sirohi, Barbary beetle with Boyer breed. Like that, we are giving a recommendations. Actually, then these are all our North Indian breeds like Jamnapari, Sirohi, very famous breeds here. They're very long ears and pendular ears and Roman nose and a huge tuft of hind limb hairs, and it's looking exotic. But when you look into the economics, when you rear these breeds in the even though they are getting higher weight gain, when we get a single feeding breed, you don't get success that much big success in the stall feeding economics. So that's why we are importing Boer into this, and now I'll explain you. These are all the Black Bengal and Barbary breeds, which we are recommending for northeast parts of India. We recommend Black Bengal to crossbreed with Boer, and from the other North Indian areas, we are recommending Barbary breed also. They are because these two breeds, Black Bengal and Barbary, are twinning breeds. Even though it is a medium-sized breed, it is a twinning breed, and you get some decent weight gain when you are crossing it with a Boer male. So, in a commercial goat rearing aspect, when in North Indian parts and in Bangladesh, Calcutta area, we recommend Black Bengal to cross with Boer. Actually, the other breeds which we are having it in India were Jacaranda, Beetle. These were the other breeds which I am talking about. And the breeds of South India, mid and South India, were Osmanabadi and Talacheri. These two breeds which we are mainly focusing in from South India, where those who are starting a commercial goat farms, we are recommending these two breeds in South India to cross it with Boyer to get a better result. And these breeds were our local breeds, Tamil Nadu breeds, having some very limited weight gain, our Kanni breed and Kodi breed. It is usually we recommend these breeds for grazing methods. They are very intelligent grazers, and we can rear these breeds for grazing methods. Kanni breed or Kodi breed or Salem Black, like that. Actually, when we are talking about Boyer, uh, sir, Hasibul sir.
Yes, tell me.
Yes. Yeah, when we are talking about Boyer, this is the Boyer which we are telling it as purebred Boyer, which we are having it before these full-blood Boyers. We are having these Indian Boyer, and these are gaining around 50 kg in around 1 year. After this, you get some Indian Boyer imported into our local breeds. We get the crossbreed kids weight around 30 kg, 35 kg, 30 to 35 kg we achieved in the crossbreeds. For meat purpose, we are selling it here. Then only we just then the imported this South African Boyer, and you can see the difference. You can see the difference between these two, and there is a huge difference, remarkable difference in terms of the quality, weight gain, and everything. And the genetics matter more. If you want to get the success in this business, genetics plays a major role. Whatever you feed them, whatever you take a very good care of it, without genetics, if you do whatever, your efforts will be in vain only. So with genetics, you have to give proper feeding and management, you get a success. So we need the genetics, and that's how we have developed these breeds here. And after getting involved into the full-blood Boyer, we get a very good difference in weight gaining and all those things. Actually, apart from the weight gain, the major advantage of this Boyer breed is the hardiness. The hardiness. I didn't see any breed around here with this much hardiness to survive in very worst conditions. Actually, in a very long distance transportations also, the local breeds used to succumb. Actually, even if it crosses one district to district, it will not eat for next 10 days, and it will be having very limited immunity, and it will be catching cold, and they will not take feed like that. But these Boer goats, I have observed, even after some 2,000 kilometer travel, on the day, the next hour, they'll be feeding, they'll be filling their tummy like anything, and they will regain their weight within some 1 month or 1.5 months, even after huge weight loss conditions. So that is the most important part, and it's a temperature tolerance and disease resistance is very high in this boyer goats. That's the main reason why I selected this breed for us as a parent stock of our whole uh, farm, and we are recommending to crossbreed with the local breeds to get the higher success. So actually, the thing is that it is expensive. This boyer breed is expensive. There is two sectors in boyer breed. Actually, one is the boyer breeder, and then those people who are developing the breeds for meat purpose. So you have to be clearly identify yourself which side you are going to be. Most probably, first you should be producing it for the meat for some time to gain some confidence and all. And after you gain some knowledge and you create a brand name and everything, then only you can be a breeder, as per my experience. Because as a breeder needs a lot of done right, you can become a successful breeder. So first few meat producer or 1 or 2 years, and then you can switch over to the breeder side. Actually, when you are doing it for commercial side for meat-based production, the major part which I am recommending is a cross breeding program. Actually, the boyer breed is very expensive. If you are spending lakhs and lakhs of rupees for buying a male, and you cannot rear it and sell it for meat purpose for 300, 400 rupees per kg, it doesn't make sense. So actually, you have to understand a point that for every 25 to 30 female, only one male is required in stall feeding method. For that 25 to 30 female, you can select a local breed, best local breed. We selected Kalacheri or Osmanabadi as our local breed for some northeast India or some Bangladesh. You can consider Black Bengal breed also, or any other breed which is having a winning ratio and decent weight gain and decent milk production for the kids. So we can have this out of 25 to 30 female, you can buy all the ones that are in a very affordable cost, the local females, and you can buy only one male in boyer, full blood boyer or pure blood boyer. Then you can cross it with this 30, and you get around 50 kids from this crossing. And in this 50 kids, for each and every kid, you will get at least around 15 to 20 kg extra. 15 to 20 kg extra per kid. If you are calculating around for 50 kids, it will be around 1,000 kg extra per offspring, or for around one batch, 8 months, you'll be getting at least 1,000 kg extra. If you calculate even just 400 rupees per kg, it's around 4 lakh rupees. It makes a difference. The difference alone will create around 4 lakh rupees. So it makes sense to buy a premium cost male for as a seed purpose, and you cross it with the local breeds, which you are buying it for affordable cost for around 8,000 to 12,000 rupees, and you get a bigger batch, and you can get a major difference in the profitability. That's how it makes sense, and we are recommending our local goat farmers to do the cross breeding and encouraging this program. You got it. You got my point.
Yes, yes, sir. Actually, the thing is, farmers need to calculate how much meat they produce and how much they earn. That is the more important, because the same feeding cost they need to maintain for lower genetics, and same feeding cost
Yeah.
for the higher genetics. The advantage is, you as you mentioned, that actually 1,000 kg for total batch if it is 50
Yeah.
kids. So that is a huge
Yes.
difference.
Huge difference. And actually, even you take some local breeds, some 4 5 breeds, and the boyer and boyer cross breeds, around 6 7 varieties in a separate room, and you rear it in the same conditions, same temperature, same feeding, same care, same supplementation, everything. You can see a remarkable difference in the weight gain of the breeds. That's, we call it as feed conversion ratio. It's a genetical potential to grow is different from one breed to another breed, and this is called, we call it as feed conversion ratio. This is very much higher in boyer goats, and that too particularly in full blood boyer goats. There is a very huge difference. So that's why we are recommending this boyer breed. And actually, we'll we get a very good mothering ability. These are all the things which I have explained. And crossbreeding is the best choice to do for one who are starting a commercial goat farming. But those who are starting a breeding farms, then they can go for the fully boyer, male and female and everything. But it needs some higher investment and higher risk is also involved. But they can get some. It's up to you. You have to decide whether you are going to be a breeder or you want to be
Farmer.
a commercial meat producer. Actually,
Mhm.
this is how we just develop the F1, F2, F3. I explained you. No, actually, this is how we develop this, and this from the after 50 F5 we get around 97%, which we call it as Indian boyer or purebred boyer. And previously, this is only available, but now we are having full-fledged genetics. Actually, when we are talking about the crossbreeds, when we are crossing this boyer with Talacheri, we are getting this type of result. The one which you are seeing in the picture is crossbred, 50% boyer F1 from Talacheri to boyer breed, and you can see the difference. Actually, it's around only 10-month old, and it's weighing around 50 kg. Recommending we are just giving you expectation of getting around 45 kg only in our projects plans and the projections and all as a worst case scenario. In real case scenario, in our farms, we get a lot of kids around 50, 55 kg in 9 months, 10 months itself when we cross it with boy. That too with the twinning, that is more important. We get this weight in Sirohi and some of the North Indian breeds rarely, this type of weight gains, but they are single kidding. You remember this? This is with the twins and triplets, we are getting this weight gain. That is the most important difference we are creating. And this is how they will
Sir,
be looking to
sir,
fill out.
one more question. Sir, one more question. Actually, uh, why not beetle? Beetle is also big goat. Why
Yes.
people not using beetle for? I mean, stone feeding.
Adaptability matters more, sir. Actually, a
Mhm.
breed can perform very good. Actually, the beetle is a very good breed, a balanced breed, but it is
Mhm.
producing more milk producing breed, and that's why the kids are gaining faster weight gain in the early stage itself. That's the most important part. If your requirement, if your way of production, your purpose of production is for milk-based industry, dairy goat industry, then definitely beetle can be your choice. Nothing wrong in that. But if you are in the meat goat industry, this weight gain is also important. And the other factor is the beetle is not performing that much in the other places. As if in beat Punjab and all, when in its native track it's going good, but when you are getting it to some other distant places, some other climatic zones, it's not giving that much same result which is giving in the native place. That's a major
Okay.
specialty which we find in the boyer. Wherever you see the boyer throughout the world, you can see the boyer goat. The main difference, the importance is you can
Adaptability.
see is adaptability. Yeah, it can even survive the desert conditions. That is extreme temperature, high temperature, and low temperature. As it is coming from its Kalahari Desert region, it's evolved from the Kalahari Desert regions of South Africa. It is having that genetical capacity for the uh, survival rate. Actually, to select a breed, you have to fulfill all these things. It has to have a better feed conversion ratio, temperature tolerance, disease resistance, training rate, milk productivity for the kids, and mothering ability. All these things to be together to select a parent stock. If it fails in even in one or two category, then it may not be a better choice.
Okay.
Actually, uh, we are just producing the kids from the F1 and we are these are all our F1 kids. Okay. Um, talk about something about the feed management, some basics about
Yes,
feeding
yes.
the goats.
That is more important.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
a backbone
And you know,
for any.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yes,
Also,
tell
you
me.
know our climate and your climate and our climate is similar, and you
Yes,
know the Bangladesh situation, so you can explain in better way how to do that. Yeah.
yes, yes. Because people are thinking that if you fill the stomach of goat, they will grow. It's not like that. You have to sensible. You have to be very scientific and sensible in filling the stomach. In a lot of cases, in a lot of farms, with they are just not filling the stomach itself. That's a very pathetic part, and they're expecting to get a faster weight gaining and all those things. Feed is a major thing because only with feeding you can create a difference in the weight gain, and only with the help of weight, based on the weight only the goat is sold, and it is directly deciding the profitability of the any goat farm. So you have to consider the nutritional value, the energy value of the feeds which you are giving for the goats, and the requirement side in age-wise and breed-wise demand of the goat is different. It has to be customized. You cannot just feed some pattern and you have to feed all the goats like that. You cannot do that. Actually, you have to do it in a customized way depending upon the demand and requirements of the stage-wise goats. Actually,
Hmm.
when I'm going to the farm, I will explain you stage by stage how we are
Okay.
segregating the goats. Actually, only in
Hmm.
stall feeding method, you can do this customization. You have to divide the goats as a parent stock and the kids in a separate section, and in the kids, male and females separately, and in the parent stock, early pregnant, mid pregnant, late pregnant, lactating, empty goat. Like that, we have to categorize the goats into different stages, and we have to feed in a customized way for each and every category. So you have to have some scientific approach with spending lesser cost. You have to achieve a weight gain is our motto, and you have to be precise with the things which I have told you now. You have to you see the rumen of the goat is not like a human. It's a small ruminant, and the digestion is completely bacterial digestion, and the fermentation process is doing the main part. And with you cannot fill actually. If you want more weight gain, we cannot increase. We cannot keep on increase the intake. We have a limited space for goat. If the goat can eat 5 kg per day, we cannot convert it into a 10 kg to go make the goat gain faster. We can make the differences only within that 5 kg what we are giving, which one is gaining more weight gain and which one is giving more nutrition. Like that, that's the only option we have. So, and again, you have to, you should not give more antibiotics and all those things which can kill the good bacteria also. As the fermentation process, the main process of digestion in the small ruminants, so it will affect the growth of the goats much. Only
Hmm.
in extreme conditions, you have to use antibiotics and all. That's more important, and you have to use probiotics and prebiotics along with the antibiotics, or even in general case along with the feed. If you give prebiotics and probiotics, it will give very good result. Actually, the quantity, the quality matters more than the quantity. That is more important thing. And when you are feeding the goat, you have to give green fodder, dry fodder, concentrate feed as needed basis, and you have to give more dry fodder because if you say if you take a 10 kg of grass and you dry it, sun dry it completely, and after some 7 8 days you are feeding the dry fodder, you take a measure, the 10 kg will become around 3 kg, but the goats will be feeding the feed only on the weight basis only they are feeding it. So the consumption will be more if you are feeding the goats in the dry form. The consumption will be more, the intake will be more, and you can get more weight gain. But if you are feeding it in the green format, the 70% is water, and so the tummy will be full soon, and they will stop eating, and the quantity of nutrition you have delivered will be limited. But at the same time, you have to give some 40% green fodder also to fulfill the amino acids, vitamins, and some specific parts. To fulfill those parts, you have to for a better digestion part, you have to use some 40% green fodder also. But maximum you have to try to give it as a dry fodder format to increase the intake. That is more important part in feeding. Actually, concentrate feed is one which you have to use it like a trump card as needed basis, because it's an expensive thing. For example, when we are running our farm with around 600 goats in our farm, around 70% of the cost, that is around 70% of our day-to-day running cost, we are, the concentrate feed is determining that. So the concentrate feed, you have to be very specific about where, to which goats you are giving, how much you are giving. It should be in a, it should be in a customized way. Actually, there is a lot of varieties which will be we are recommending for our Tamil Nadu conditions in India. I think most of them will be suitable for Bangladesh climates also, climatic conditions also. Actually,
Yes.
because we are all in almost in a similar temperature and humidity is prevailing there. So you can just try the same combination also, or otherwise you can consult with your local veterinarians to get support, which is the right alternative for you, which seeds are available for you. Actually, we are selling all the fodder crops which we are mentioning here for sale in our farm to our clients for easy availability of our clients. Actually, we have to categorize the tree varieties and plant varieties are the leaf options available in green fodder. And whereas the grass varieties, we mainly Patchworm Super Napier from Thailand, and the alternatives are CO4 or CO5 or COFS 29 or 31 or buffalo grass, Sudan grass, like that. Alternatives are there in grass varieties, but mainly better yield and better nutrition values. So we are now primarily the red, the one which you are mentioned in the red color is we are using in our farm mainly, the recommended one. Actually, the major portion of your green fodder or dry fodder choices should be around 60 to 70% should be of legumes or plant tree varieties, tree leaf varieties or plant varieties. Only some 30 to 40% has to be coming from the grass varieties. If you see, the grass varieties will be giving you more yield, but the nutritional value is lesser. You have to balance in these two in such a way. Around higher. Further cultivation, we have to give essential Illusion, Super Napier, these type of fodder crops we are developing. Actually, as I told you, you have to try to give it as a dry fodder, as the intake will be higher in dry fodder because there is no water and they will take more feed if you are feeding it as a dry fodder. In our area, groundnut leaves or dried groundnut leaves like agricultural waste, any legume waste after the harvest process can be used as an excellent dry fodder. It will be having more protein and that will be a cheaper option also. I don't know which option is available for you in Bangladesh for this dry fodder. Which option is available for you, sir?
Actually, we have groundnut leaves available because there are lots of groundnut produced in Bangladesh.
Okay.
Then corn silage is available.
Mm.
Then nowadays, a few farmers get hedged lucerne, which I get it from
Mm.
you. Now I distribute
Yes.
them, and there are lots of demands are there.
Okay.
So I think I need more
Okay.
seeds from you. And
Yes.
these are the things actually available, and also CO4 is available.
Got it. Got it. Okay, sir. So you have to chaff cut it. Whether it is dry or green, you have to do the chaff cutter. Actually, you have to use the machinery. If it is going for 500 goats, 1,000 goat farm, you have to, as far as possible, you have to go for machinery to save the labor cost. and we are using the small scale chaff cutter that is which we use it for daily cutting process, and then the dry fodder and all we use this bigger chaff cutter for the tractor PTO operated bigger chaff cutters, and then we use this reapers, power reapers for harvesting process. I will just show you a video how we are doing the power harvester. Actually, I think the video is not opening here. I think actually,
Yes, 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 yes,
uh,
yes.
we'll, we'll,
Only, only,
we'll
only,
show
only still picture. Yeah.
yeah practical part. We will show that I think later. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
concentrate feed, as I told you, we have to use it in a limited way because it's expensive, and you have to be sensible in using the concentrate feed. Azola is also an option. You can just think about it, but you don't need to look into the Azola and all those things in the day one itself. But later on, after you start a farm, you can just opt for this. You can just try this Azola also for as a feed supplement to compensate for as an alternative for concentrate feed. And actually, in Bangladesh, more than Azola, this what is that? I forgot the name. Actually, this duckweed. Duckweed is more famous. Duckweed is
That way.
more
Yes,
famous.
yes, yes, yes. That is available.
Yeah, yeah. So it's almost a
Mm-hmm.
similar to this Azola. It's a more having very good nutritional value also. You can go for that options also. Okay. Actually, for silage, silage making is a very good method to make the feed around the year availability for the goats. Silage is preserving the green feed with its nutritional value intact. And it's a method of compressing the green feed in a particular moisture content without exposure to air and water. You keep it for around 2 months. Then the fermentation process, the ensilage process will convert the green feed into a silage, which after that, after 2 months, after you open it, you will get a fermented smell like a beer making smell. You can aroma, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
From the silage, and you can the major advantage of silage making is when you get a excess production, you can make a silage out of it, and when we have a deficit of production from the fodder crops, you can open the bags until 1 year. If you don't open it, it will not be spoiled. After 1 year, you can store it, and you can just feed the goats whenever you need it to even out the production, because the goats are eating around the year in the same quantity, but the fodder crop cultivation is not the same around the year. Season wise, there will be some difference in the productivity. So to even out this, the silage technology can be handled. And for small scale production, the bag method like this, the bag method is more suitable,
Mm-hmm.
which we have tried previously. But the quality of silage will be very limited because the compression is manual compression. So as that is a manual compression, the quality will be average only, not that much good. But whereas in the pit method, it will be better. But for larger scale farms only, you can go for pit method. The most beneficial method in but it is a very cheap cost of production. You have to make a bunker like this, and you have to, with the help of a JCB, we are compressing it so that the compression is very nice, and you can just open it after 2 months, and you can daily some half feet you can just remove it, but you should have at least some 1,000 goats to handle such type of bunkers, because per day you have to take at least some 2,000 kg. That is 2 tons. You have to use your usage should be around 2,000 kgs per day. Then only you can have a bunker and all. Otherwise, the bag method is the best method. To considering all these things, we have developed this silage compression machine, that is a silo pack machine. We are using this hydraulic compression machine with which we are manufacturing this bags, silage bags, 50 kg bags, where it's flexibly you can use it, and we can sell it. If it is excess, we can sell it to some other farmers also. It's a hydraulic tractor PTO operated chaff cutter come silage packing machine, which we purchased before 1 year. Actually, with this help of this machine, we are doing around even out the super napier and all, when there is surplus, we make silage out of it and we stock it. And we also cultivate maize for this specifically. Hydroponics is another part. It's one can try, but if it is a very small scale farm and if you are dealing with exotic varieties, then you can go for it. But for a commercial large scale farms, then again the cost of investment, initial investment cost and day-to-day expenses is very higher. We don't recommend this until you get, because people from some states where the climatic conditions support the usage of hydroponic, they are using it in a successful way. But in high humid conditions like Bangladesh and South Tamil Nadu, I don't think this is the best way to do, because in the humid conditions, the cheaper cost options of hydroponic fodder is not working that much good as per my experience. But you can try it in your farm if you
Sir,
want.
also, what do you think? Actually, hydroponic having higher water percentage, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, the people who are manufacturing the hydroponic machines are showing the thing that they are as if they are doing some magic. They are converting 1 kg into 9 kg or 10 kg in around 8 days, 9 days. It's not the magic. It's just they are converting one part to another part. Actually, the dry matter part most. The dry matter basis you have to approach this. If you're sowing a maize, the maize is a dry form. It is weighing 1 kg. But the hydroponic fodder which you are making out after some say 8 days, 9 days is in a green format, green fodder. If you dry that mat in the sunlight, it will become less than 1 kg in around 7 days, 8 days, because the dry mat, the only water content is around 80% in the hydroponic. So in the dry matter basis, it doesn't making big difference. But in terms of amino acids and vitamins and protein and digestibility and the bioavailability is excellent in terms of hydroponic fodder cultivation. That is a plus point in that. But the initial cost and the day-to-day expenses is a very killer in the hydroponic fodder, which I feel. And but you can try it. You can try it in a small scale. If it works well for you, you can go for that. Actually, you got it, sir. Any doubts? Any doubts
Yes.
about that? Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So about the breeding, usually we use it for a selective hand mating method. We are using in our farm. We are not leaving the male along with the females. If you are going for this method, for 25 to 30 female, one male is more than sufficient. And if you are doing it in a artificial insemination, you don't need a male at all. But the artificial insemination is very less successful in goats when compared to cattle, because in cattle they just put the hand on the uterus and they just ensure the intrauterine insemination. But whereas in goats it's a blind AA, blind AA. Most of the cases they'll be planting the semen in the cervix only. So it may not be reaching the uterus, and the conception rate is also proportionally less. So mostly the direct mating, natural mating is the best way to do it in goats. And for that, we are having a ratio of 25 to 20. For every 25 to 30 female, we can use one male, and a boy. We are recommending that as a boy male. Actually, when we are seeing the heat symptoms, wait a minute. Yes. Yeah, actually, when we are mating the goat, we are doing the estrus synchronization. Actually, when to get the 8 months once kidding, you have to make sure the goat comes to heat every within some 3 months after the kidding. So for those goats which are not coming to heat and out of cycle goats, we are adopting this technology of estrus synchronization by sponge technology. Here, we are inserting a hormone impregnated sponges into the uterus, and We are after 17 days will be these sponges will be releasing hormone into the uterus for 17 days, and then we pull out the sponge, and we then put the polygon injection, and within some 48 hours the goats will come to heat. That's how we
So,
make
sir,
them step by step.
which sponge you are using?
Yeah, we are using it from CSWRA, Central Sheep and Wool Research Center in Avikanagar, Rajasthan.
I mean, if Bangladeshi people wants to get it, I mean, is it possible to get it from Indian
Yeah,
market?
yeah, yeah. Actually, it's not available in outer market. It's a government institute. I don't know whether they are selling it outside the country. They are selling it or not. I don't know. I will just get into that and I will update you. Definitely,
Yeah.
we can talk about the transfer of technology. This thing, and we are using this technology for the past 8 years. 8 years, and we are getting very good result to get the 8 month cycle. Because the getting 8 month cycle is more important part in success of the goat farm, because you have to otherwise the profit only will be available in paper, not in the reality. You can calculate a lot of things. We can produce this much kids and this much weight gain and this much amount, and this is profitability, like that we can calculate in the project. But to make it live, to make it happen, you have to adopt these technologies, then only you can make it live. And then about the major constraint in this technology now is the polygon injection, the hormone injection, which is available through Introvect, is not available nowadays, and they have stopped the import. And I don't know when it is available, and that's a major constraint now on adapting to this technology right now.
Okay.
Actually, about diseases and prevention, it's a huge part, and I'm just giving you a glimpses about it. Prevention is the best way to do. You have to do the timely vaccination, quarantine, and you have to restrict the visitors, and you have to control them, and proper interval. You have to disinfect and clean the housing to avoid the disease outbreak. Actually, in India, we are using this TTET vaccine, combined vaccine in January and July, and we are in April, and in September, March, we are using foot and mouth. But maybe you can ask your local veterinarian to have a local, according to your local conditions, you can have a customized view, or Russell sir can guide you because he's a local farmer and he knows better
Hmm.
than me for
Yes,
Bangladesh
yes.
conditions. Yeah. So, what change you are adopting in Bangladesh for this as a vaccine?
Actually, only PPR and FMT is available in Bangladesh.
Okay, okay. TT and ET is not available, right?
No.
Actually, the TT will be available for the
Yes,
the
we are
same
using
dose.
that one. Yes.
Yeah, for humans, we will be using half ml, but for goats, you will be using 1 ml. That's the only difference. The same TT vaccine for humans, you can use it here, but I think ET is not available. Now in India, ET plus TT, same one, a single vaccine is available.
Okay. CDT,
Okay,
that
sir.
is CDT, right, sir?
Yes. Pardon? CT, yeah, ETTT,
CDT.
ETTT.
Okay, ETTT.
Okay, sir. Then deworming. Deworming is major important thing, because when you are doing it in a elevated platform method, you will not be having a problem of worm infestation much. But if you are rearing it in the ground level, then you'll be facing the problem, because whatever the deworming you are doing, the worms are getting resistance day by day, and they are developing, and you cannot declare anytime that your farm is a worm free farm or like that. It's a very difficult task. It's a very complicated thing. Even if you are using a broad spectrum dewormers and all, there is a different phases in worms, like adult stage, egg stage, and larval stage, and different strains, like different type of worms, like tapeworm, roundworm, flatworms, liver flukes, and external parasites like sticks, fleas, and mites, like that. A lot of different varieties, and one drug cannot control everything. That's the main problem. And even if you are using in a in a screening process, that is every 3 months once, process of giving a dewormer will be a good choice, and you can keep them in check. But the best way to control worms is the elevated platform method, where we are breaking the life cycle of the worms. They cannot develop the worms. The eggs which are falling to the ground will not be in contact with the goats. So after some 2 years, they will be damaged, and after some more of a period of 2 years or 3 years, you are rearing a goats in an elevated platform method. Whether it can be a plastic flooring or wooden flooring, but it should be an elevated method. After some 2 3 years, you can see a markable difference in the worm load of the goats. When you take a blood test or a dung test, you can just feel a very markable difference. So that's the best way to approach it, and the right timing and dosage is more important to get a very successful result in the deworming. About the marketing, I'll tell you about few things about the marketing side. Uh, Actually, if you are selling it for a meat purpose, you can. I have given it as a very worst case scenario, very least possible price here. Actually, in India now it is selling it for around the 350 rupees around per butcher itself. But
Sir,
I have
actually
given one.
in Bangladesh, sir, actually in Bangladesh now the goat meat price is around like 950 taka, something like that per
No,
kg.
actually, yes, that's it. Now this is a time for you people to start the goat farm.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is- So it's a very huge difference. Now, when
Yes.
particularly after Corona, the demand is very high,
Hi.
and
Yeah.
so you should have a very good marketing strategy of reaching out to the end user, because the middleman will eat you up. That is a major problem. Even though the meat is sold for a very high price, the high price will be all the profit will be enjoyed by the middleman only if you are not doing
Yes.
it in a bigger scale and that dealing directly with the end user.
Hmm.
So that is more important. Actually, the risk factors. Actually, what is the risk factors involved in starting a goat farm? I'm trying to give it here, and this is the reason why the people are failing in goat farming and stall feeding method. The major thing is the mismanagement of the farm, which is actually leading to the kids' mortality, disease, and failing to maintain the record keeping and not achieving kidding in 8 months, and actually they are not achieving the target weight gains in specific times like that. This is a major reasons for not getting the profit in the farms generally. And for that only we are to overcome these problems only we are telling all these advices which we have been talking so far. If you follow
Yeah.
those advices properly, I always used to stick to the basics. If you stick to the basics,
Hmm.
everything will happen fine. If you are
Yeah.
over complicating and you can talk about embryo transfer or any advanced technology, but if you are failing in basics, then you will not be getting the result. So stick to the basics and you will never fail. That's my mantra for the success for getting success. And actually the ones which I have given in the black part, no, the natural calamities, theft, accident, poisonous bites, they're all very rarely occurring risk factors which they can be covered only through insurance. But the 90% occurrence is the first one which we have given it in the red color,
Hmm.
the mismanagement part.
Common problem
Actually,
these are. Yeah.
yeah, our own problem. We are our mismanagement only leads to 90% reason for the failure of the goods. Only 10% like natural calamities or accident or something like that. So we have to be very precise with these things, and now to achieve all these things, the only tool which we are having is record keeping. Small farms, daily registers can be kept. If it is a medium-sized, large-scale farms, computer software is required to maintain the records. Actually, it's nowadays it's keeping getting very popular for uh, maintaining the record. Actually, using a software to maintain the farm management and everything. You have to every month you have to take the weight of the goats and you have to get this. Actually, you have to measure the. You are
Record.
you are
Yeah.
seeing the video, right? You are seeing the video, right?
Yes, 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 yes. Now it's yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is the scanner we are using for pregnancy scanning. Pregnancy scanner.
Mhm. Okay.
You'll be scanning the uterus to if you are getting amniotic fluid inside the uterus. Take the picture. It's like foot swimming.
Mhm.
Excess hoof we have to cut. Actually, the data entry and record keeping is a major
Mhm.
important part in success of a good farm, stall-fed good farm.
Okay.
You have to update everything.
So, sir, what software you are using? It is open source software, or you produce?
Previously, we are using some imported software, subscription softwares, and all. But after that, we find that it's not customized to our conditions and our requirement. And then we
Mhm.
developed our own software. Soon it will be available for sale as a mobile app. Mobile app, it will be soon available, and within some 6 months, we'll be releasing that app for
Okay.
subscription-based app,
Mhm. Okay.
mobile app. Okay. Okay. Actually, the record keeping a lot of things. Actually, you can calculate the profit loss, net worth of the farm, and troubleshooting, reproduction, growth rate. Everything you can just monitor. You can keep in touch with the actual conditions when you are using a software for record keeping. And then inbreeding issues, spot culling of goats, breeding, but performance, everything we can just produce it. This is a screenshot of our software. And about our services from our Vijay Farms, we are suppliers of breeds, boyer breeds, full blood and pure breed boyer goats, and we are producing in our farm. And the local breeds like Talacheri, Osnabadi, Shirohi, and other breeds we are outsourcing from other farms and from the other states, and we are reselling it in terms of goat. And we are producing this plastic slatted flooring for the past 7 years. We are the first to produce it in whole India, and previously it's been imported only. And we are completely creating total shed construction also using these non-rustable options. The plastic flooring, the FRP support channel network. This is the FRP channel network, the non-rustable FRP, the fiber material which we are using for the boat making now. The type of fiber material we are using for construction of the shed. And this is
Sir,
our
actually,
another product.
this is yes, this is the difference. Actually, when we are using, I mean, iron, that there is a
Yes.
rust is there, and then within a 1 or 2 year, it's broken down. So it is a good
Yes,
idea.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Actually, we have developed this product as a trial and error basis for our own farm first, and then
Mhm.
only we commercialized it. That's the main difference. Actually, each and everything that is getting exposed to the urine is non-rustable in this option. Here, actually, the PVC post filled with concrete, and then the FRP bolt is inserted into that, and the FRP
Mhm.
network. Actually, the FRP network is a network of items which includes around 8 items. Eight things are included in that. 8 types of channels and bolt and L pieces are included in that. And then above that only we are fixing the flooring because the rusting nature of the urine is more. Actually, the urine exposure to urine will create very faster rusting. So that to avoid
Yes.
those corrosion, we are using this everything which are exposed to urine is non-rustable. That's a major
Mhm.
important thing. And then we are producing the non-rustable feed trays, PP feed trays. We are manufacturing, and we are also producing these
Auto, yeah, fruit trimmer, yeah.
equipments which are all required for the goat farming. We are selling it. All those tags and hair cutter, feeding nipples, and everything, castrator and ear tag marking pen, everything, thermometer, everything. And we are selling the seeds also. But these prices were not updated one; it's an older one. But anyhow, you can look into the uh, uh, pricing for a baseline. And these fodder seeds we are selling. We are just giving you for knowledge. Subabul, that is the first one is Subabul. That's given in somewhere given in Tamil. The first one is Subabul. Then the second one is Hedgenusan. The third one is Suspania Agati. That is Suspania. And then Glycidia. And then Moringa. And then sweet Sudan grass. SSG. Actually, we Vijay Farms, we are having a one-stop solution for all the goat farming needs. Like we are conducting training programs and we are giving free guidance and paid consultancy for our clients. And we are preparing project reports for bankable bank projects for our clients. And then we do software sales and implementation. Soon we are going to uh, launch it for sale and farm equipments. Also, we are doing it. We are selling it for the convenience of the clients. And then the fodder stems and cuttings also we are selling all to get it in one roof. All the
Complete
good
solution.
farmer.
Yeah, complete solution. Hello.
Session for the practice. With I'll be explaining the things live in my form with the basic things and all. I can do a practical part. The part two we can have it on some other day. I think that will be fine. What do you think?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, the form, the part two of this, the practical part, the practical part.
Yes,
We can
sir.
go live
Please.
into my farm.
Yes.
Yeah, farm.
Yes.
We can we organize in the as a part two.
Yes. Sir, please log into your cell phone, and then
No,
Oh,
sir, I'm asking. You please include this session. We will have it as a separate session.
okay. So I mean, after.
Yes.
What is the interval time?
Yeah,
I mean, today
you
or
want? Yeah, we can finish it today itself. Also, we can do it after 1 hour. After 1 hour, can we do that?
Yes, we can do that.
Yes, we can fix a time and we can do that.
Yes, so I think it will be better if we start at 12:30 in your time. In Bangladesh, it is 1.
Yeah, that will be fine. That will be fine.
Okay, sir.
Now
Okay.
it's okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.